Good morning to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com. I am in Winnie, Texas for now. This is the only update that I'm going to do today in a recorded session like this, in this format. It is about, 8:19 a.m. Central Time on Wednesday, August 26th. This will be a very serious video. This is one of those videos that I always feel like, wow, when I make these, this is the last of when things were normal for a while for a certain area of the country. And this is certainly no exception. And what I'm talking about is this headline here from the National Hurricane Center: potentially catastrophic storm surge, extreme winds and flash flooding expected along the northwest Gulf Coast tonight. There's two words in here that really bother me. And those two words are catastrophic and tonight. These two things here are just very bad combinations. Of course, we're talking about major Hurricane Laura, winds now 115. They're going to go higher than that, I am afraid. And we're going to be dealing with a truly devastating event here for the northwest Gulf of Mexico. Landfall expected somewhere in this area with the core, but the effects are going to extend out. They already are over a very wide area, with the worst of the effects probably taking place along this area up towards Lake Charles, maybe Vermilion Bay, and it's just really dangerous. You don't like to see this. Hurricanes are very exciting to track. It's an interesting phenomenon. A lot of people follow them for various reasons, but this is, as they say, when the you-know-what hits the fan, this is it, because it's going up into this concave area of the Gulf near the peak of the season, and you don't mess around with this. This could kill you if you're in the media, you're a storm chaser, people that live there or whatever, especially people that have no idea what's coming. Maybe you're new to the area, whatever the case may be, you need to take this extremely seriously. And the main thing we're going to look at here is the storm surge. This is the peak storm surge graphic. And, 10 to 15 feet, you absolutely don't screw with that at all. All the way over here, none of this you should, but 10 to 15, 8 to 12, this 10 to 15 will sweep some houses away. Now, luckily, there's been quite a bit of what we call mitigation, or lessening the damage over time kind of thing. Mitigative impact. I just got up a few minutes ago. Mitigation measures put into place over the years. Many homes are elevated. They're put on big mounds of dirt that have grass on them now, and those houses are elevated. Some aren't. But that doesn't mean you get to stay, because your car, of course, could get washed away. But these surge values are very concerning, and you need to take it as such. Sabine Lake and Calcasieu Lake, thanks Tim for telling me how to say that, 10 to 15 feet as well. Sabine Lake. All right, what's on the other side of Sabine Lake is Port Arthur. So this is very serious. This graphic available on the Hurricane Center's homepage. When you click on Hurricane Laura, these pop up. Very useful. All right. So it's supposed to make landfall, unfortunately, in the middle of the night. That is horrible. I really hate to see that. Nothing we can do about it. You're going to have to hunker down. These kinds of winds, and Laura's just going to get stronger, okay? It is going to get stronger. And the wind that's coming in, it's going to be frightening. The fact that it's coming in at night is going to equate to more loss of life, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. So that's a real bummer. Not much we can do about it. It's going to move inland and bring impacts into western Louisiana, eastern Texas, throughout a good chunk of central Arkansas here, right up the middle, and then eventually over into Kentucky. This is the 3-day extent of where the cone is. If we look at the full forecast, the leftovers here eventually move out over the mid-Atlantic, off of Delaware, Maryland, and into the northwest Atlantic where water temperatures are very warm, and this will continue to cause problems for many days ahead. The risk of flash flooding, anything in the red, take extremely seriously. All flash flooding should be taken seriously, but the next 3 days, the red area is the highest risk of flooding. The wind damage is going to be prolific across a lot of this area, especially Arkansas, where you're going to have a dying hurricane moving through fairly quickly. This is not a slow mover, like we had with Harvey, but pick your poison, because, Harvey devastated parts of Texas with a lot of rain. This is going to be moving quickly and be like a buzzsaw going in for a pretty good extent here, right up the Sabine River, basically, the border of Louisiana and Texas. So refer you to the homepage of the National Hurricane Center right here, hurricanes.gov, hurricanes with an s.gov, or nhc.noaa.gov. And as I've pointed out before, the key messages are in here, but also local info from your local National Weather Service office, whether it be, in this case, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lake Charles, Houston, Galveston, or Shreveport, all examples. You click on this, like Houston, Galveston. Well, it's trying to lock up on me. That's okay. Let's try Lake Charles. There we go. Maybe I didn't click on it. But you get local information. See? All right. So very, very good stuff. You can look at local products, satellite radar, social media. It's all right here. Very, very helpful. Please take advantage of that if you're looking for local information about this very dangerous Category 3 hurricane now. Looking at the radar out of Lake Charles, Louisiana, this is what it looks like. We're going to see Laura come up and make that turn and come right up the Sabine River here, it looks like. Where the core makes landfall is extremely important. The radius of maximum winds. Let's just pretend that the eye, let me just get a different color here. Let's use red. Let's pretend that the eye looks something like this, and the eye wall is around it is kind of like that. This could be the area of the worst winds. And so as that travels generally north up here, it's the areas to the right of that right front quadrant, as we call it. Again, if this is the path right here, trying to draw it, then the areas just to the right, that's where the maximum surge will most likely be. But this is such a large hurricane in the shape of the coastline up here, it traps the water. Storm surge is just the wind blowing the water onshore. It's not like a tidal wave, but the core brings a violent end to that surge. We captured that with Hurricane Michael back in 2018 down in Mexico Beach, if you do recall. I mean, this is bad, okay? You've got to be getting out if you haven't already. And if you live in the area that this is going to impact, and my pointer and everything is failing me, that's just great. Let's see. Let's try to turn the... There we go. I got it back. All right. Gremlins, man. If you live inland, we're just not going to use the camera anymore because the camera is what's causing the issues. And if you live inland up through here, like I said, it's going to be frightening tonight. Tremendous wind damage. It's just no good. There's nothing good I can say except this is not coming in to the greater Houston metro area. That's not going to happen. Thank goodness. That's the only saving grace here. What is fantastic news for Houston, Galveston is nothing but dread and doom for this area. And it is. It's going to be horrible. Tremendous damage is coming up. And this is the time when I have to say stuff like that. Got to motivate you. Hopefully, you already know. So just to give you an idea of what's what and where's where. You're talking about impacts, again, the coast here, really from Mississippi all around Louisiana. But this area through Vermilion Bay, Sycamore Point, etc., awful what's going to happen there probably. All the way around through here, you think Creole, Holly Beach, Cameron, and luckily not a tremendous population center down here, but people do live there. Homes are mostly elevated, businesses mostly elevated, but the oil industry will be severely impacted. This will have an immediate impact on oil prices and the ability of us to have to deal with that. And then this is going to go up. The core of this will travel up. This is the Sabine River all through here. So the core of Laura is going to come up. So cities like Orange and Benton, elsewhere, Lake Charles, any of these little towns and communities along I-10, and then all the way up into here. You know, they don't get on the headlines. They don't have the major TV stars there, but it's coming. A lot of people are going to have a terrible night ahead. I am going to go up with one of my colleagues to Shreveport because I want to show you what this does inland. That is a very, very, let's see if it, hey, maybe it'll work. This is a very, very important task, is to show you what happens inland. This is not just a coastal thing. Thanks to our crowdfunding, I'm able to do this, have the equipment to spread out over the area. And so Mike Farrow, my colleague from North Carolina, he's coming with me. And we're going to stay in Shreveport tonight so that we can show you what this does tomorrow. This will be during the day. And you'll see it is not going to be just a little bit of a breeze. It's going to be very damaging even in Shreveport, Louisiana. My other team of Greg and Brent are going to be over here in Orange, Texas for the Landfall. And they're going to stay at a hotel. They'll be safe, use common sense, document it the best they can, and we wish them the best of luck. They should get in the eye. I have a weather station. I say I, it's a team effort, so it's we as well, right there on the Sabine River, at the Sabine Pass, basically, a high-end weather station, and that could clock some exceptional winds. And then we have cameras spread out over a pretty large area, and the way to see those cameras and the weather data, I wish that I could make it available to everybody at no cost, but I have to be able to support what I do, feed my family, pay my mortgage. This is my job. I don't do this as a hobby. I do not work for I don't work for the Weather Channel. I license video to the Weather Channel from time to time, but I don't work for the Weather Channel, okay? I don't work for a large corporation. It is my company. I've been doing this for 25 years, and HurricaneTrack has been online since 1999. How do I fund it? We are in the age of crowdfunding right here, this modern age of hurricane coverage. So you sign up through Patreon, and it's only $10 a month for everything we offer. And, you know, if you average it out, you stay a member of this neat cooperative for a year. And I know a lot of people are hurting right now, but it's only $120 a year. And you can move laterally in Patreon up and down. $10 now, maybe drop it to $5 later. You know, so this is what happens. You sign in here. This is my public page. If it'll let me click on it, I'll just show you this. Oh, it's being silly again. Oh, no, it didn't. So $10 a month, you can drop to $1 a month later. You can upgrade to $25 for a few months if you want to. You can even name your own price. It has an option for that anywhere in between these numbers. Once you get in and sign up, you log in from the HurricaneTrack.com homepage. Right there. I add your email address that you will use on Patreon to our database. You log in right there, and that takes you to the HurricaneTrack Insider site. You know, you come inside, whatever. It's like Insider, what you get it. It's the membership site. And from here, I have a little blog. This is our chat with all of our other, and this is exclusive. All right, this is our public, not publicly available chat. Couldn't do that; it would get wild and crazy. So these are all of our members right here, and then you have access up here. Click on Tracking Tools. You go to this tracking map, and it is amazing. On this tracking map, you can change the look to it, all kinds of stuff. You can zoom in using the mouse wheel like this, or the plus and minus. It even has radar overlaid. You can animate that radar, but this is also where you get the cameras. Pretty cool. Grand dial, click on it. As I wait for the internet here at the hotel, there you go. You can click on the little sound icon, the little speaker. Kind of rough there in Grand Dial. Down here in Louisiana. Well, Grand Isle is Louisiana. Holly Beach is right here. That's offline. We're going to go fix it, try to figure out what happened. Cameron. Here's what it looks like in Cameron this morning. It's too bad this is happening at night because this would be an epic shot, unfortunately, for them. A lot of these places are going to get wiped out overnight. If the camera survives and the sun comes up tomorrow, can you imagine? Well, the camera will be fine. It's the network. Anyway, I feel for them. We're going to fix the Holly Beach cam. We also have one in Johnson's Bayou. I got to look and see. I keep procrastinating. Is it Johnson or Johnson? You know, is it that or is it just Johnson? I'll look it up and get it right. I'm a stickler for that. So yeah, we'll be monitoring this. You can as well. We actually have 2 cameras in Port Arthur at the same location, and there's no way to put them both on here. It just wouldn't work. So this is the most important Port Arthur cam, in my opinion. That's the levee. That's the Sabine. Very, very, very critical as to what happens here. And I will be adding other cameras along the way as well. We're going to put one up in Lake Charles and hopefully over in Sycamore Point, but that could be, I don't know, we're going to have to see about that. So definitely Lake Charles, and then somewhere up along the route as Mike Farrow and I head up towards Shreveport, we'll drop a camera somewhere along the Interstate 49, and then we will be broadcasting live from my vehicle in Shreveport. The weather data, we have that as well. This is the one that's over Sabine Pass. 18 gusting to 22. Pressure sensor is, for whatever reason, not working, so we're going to stop by and put what's called a drop sensor in there. It's exactly what it sounds like. When all else fails, you have backup. And we're going to put a pressure sensor in there, and look, it updates in real time, so that it'll at least record the air pressure, and we're going to check and see if we can remedy this, but we don't have a lot of time to mess around with gremlins. At least the wind is updating like it should, right on cue there. All of this from the Patreon support. Crowdfunding is where it's at. You all helping to make this possible, investing. I hate that I have to have a paywall, I really do. But if I don't, I can't fund it. It's that simple. And it's going to allow us to do so much more. It already is. Every piece of equipment that we're putting out was purchased because of crowdfunding. I'm serious. So think about that for a second. You're literally investing, and I appreciate it. It's going to do a lot of good for people. Even this graphic created for us, the tracking map, all from our Patreon supporters. And you know who you all are. We all thank you very much. I'm going to shut up, upload this video, and we're going to pack up and get out of here and get to work for what could be a historic Hurricane Laura landfall tonight. Thanks for tuning in as always. I do appreciate it. You guys stay safe out there. We will do the same. Hang in there. I know it's tough. Reach down, pull together, use your family connections, use your strength, religion if that works for you. Whatever your zen, I need you to reach down for it. Seriously, it's been a tough year. We can get through this. Okay, we can. We've been through worse, believe it or not. And we know hurricanes. We know them. All right? We know what to do. Show that we've been here before. Show me that you know what to do. Act like you're a winner, and you will get through this. All right? That's my positive mental attitude for you. I'm Mark Sudduth. As always, thanks for tuning in and giving me your trust to tell you what I know. I'll talk to you from the road. Good luck.